Hey kids, do you know about Sammy the Stumblebee? Well, let me tell you a story about his big adventure. Sammy wasn't like the other bees in his hive. While his friends zipped and zoomed gracefully, Sammy often tripped over his own wings and tumbled into flower beds. But you know what? Sammy had a heart full of courage and a big dream. He wanted to create the sweetest honey ever. One sunny morning, Sammy was buzzing around looking for the tastiest nectar when he overheard Professor Hoot, the wise old owl, talking to some young critters. "Beyond the forest lies the honey-sparkle lake," Professor Hoot said, his eyes twinkling. "The nectar from the magical flowers there makes the sweetest honey in the world." Sammy's eyes widened with excitement. He knew he had to find that lake. Without wasting a moment, he flapped his wings and set off on his adventure. The journey was tough. Sammy had to go through the great thistle thicket, where thorny vines whispered stories of lost travelers. He had to cross the river Ripple, where fish splashed and laughed at his clumsy flying. But Sammy didn't give up. He learned to steady his wings and trust himself. Finally, after many stumbles and tiny victories, Sammy reached the honey-sparkle lake. It shimmered like liquid gold, surrounded by flowers as bright as rainbows. Sammy tasted the nectar, and wow, it was sweeter than anything he'd ever tasted. Just then, a shadow loomed over him. It was Queen Marigold, the guardian of the lake, with wings that sparkled like diamonds. "You've found the magic nectar, little bee," she said. "But only those who truly believe in themselves may take it." Sammy's wings fluttered nervously, but he said, "I do believe, Queen Marigold. I've never given up, even when I stumbled." Queen Marigold smiled warmly. "Then, Sammy, you have proven yourself worthy." She touched her wings to the lake, and a drop of golden nectar rose into the air. Sammy carefully collected it in his tiny golden jar and buzzed back to the hive, his heart bursting with pride. When he returned, he shared the nectar with every bee in the hive. The honey they made was like nothing they'd ever tasted. The hive thrived, and Sammy became known as Sammy the Stumblebee, the brave little bee who dared to dream big. And from that day on, whenever Sammy tripped or tumbled, he just laughed and said, "Every stumble is just a step toward a sweet adventure." So remember, kids, no matter how many times you stumble, keep believing in yourself and your dreams. Who knows what amazing adventures you'll have. Thanks for joining me on Sammy's sweet journey. See you next time.